Necesitas un lápiz, un cuaderno y el papel. You will need a pencil, exercise book and paper. Hola clases. Again, another brilliant week of learning last week. The tours that you did of your houses, or the presentations with the photographs, the writing that you did, were absolutely fantastic. Some great Spanish speaking. Now we're going to look at obviously recapping that vocabulary and look at putting it together to try and make a piece of writing rather than just speaking in sentences. So we're going to continue looking at an ideal house, or en español, una casa ideal. Muy bien. So recap of vocabulary first. Bedroom, un dormitorio. Un dormitorio. Muy bien. Garage, un garaje. Un garaje. Un garaje. Muy bien. Balcony, un balcón. Un balcón. Un balcón. Living room, un salón. Un salón. Un salón. Muy bien. Dining room, un comedor. Un comedor. Un comedor. The garden, un jardín. Un jardín. Un jardín. Muy bien. Great pronunciation. The bathroom, tricky one to say this one. Un cuarto de baño. Un cuarto de baño. Break it up. Un cuarto de baño. Un cuarto de baño. Muy bien. Una cocina. Una cocina. Una cocina. The kitchen. Bueno, okay, so last week I obviously played Mi Casa Ideal, the song to you. I'm going to play it again to you this week. Hopefully you've built up on the vocabulary knowledge that you've got, and I'm just going to share with you a couple of new phrases that you may need for it. So, first one that you'll hear in the song is vivanes, which is city or sofa. You'll also hear the word ventanas, which is windows. You'll also hear the word habitación, which is a room. So I think it says in the song cinco habitaciones, which means 5 rooms. You'll also hear piscina, which you may or may not know from previous learning is swimming pool. We're lucky to have the swimming pool in the house. And then finally, you'll also hear chimney, which you may probably know from the garden furniture that we have in England. It is a fire. Or actually in this song's context it means a fireplace. So listen to the song again on the next slide. Obviously I'm then going to share the translation with you on the slide after that, so you can see how well you did last week and what you've maybe added to it this week as well.
Una televisión, un comedor bonito, ventanas y un balcón. En mi casa ideal hay una cocina grande, un jardín lleno de geranios, 5 habitaciones y una piscina enorme. En mi casa hacer fogatas bonitas y junto al fuego pasar tardes agradables.
Okay, so here's the translation in English. Obviously, I'll give you a little bit of time to pause the video and compare it to your notes, but hopefully you got or you managed to get the rooms that we've obviously learned the vocabulary for, and the new vocabulary I've just mentioned to you before too. Okay, so now we've learnt the new vocabulary, we've looked over the song. What we're going to look at now is forming full sentences using what we already know. So I've listed some adjectives that you could maybe use to describe the rooms in your house. Equally, you don't have to just use the adjectives that I've included. You might want to research or use some of your own that you already know. So firstly, we've got enorme, enorme, which means immense or huge or enormous. Pequeño, pequeño, pequeño is small. Grande, grande is big. Bonito, bonito is pretty or beautiful. Magnifico, magnifico is magnificent. And finally, lujoso, lujoso, lujoso is luxurious. Okay, so on the screen at the moment is a sentence in Spanish. What I want you to do, I'm going to read it to you, and you need to try and translate it into English. Now remember, a couple of the pointers with adjectives in Spanish is that the adjectives in Spanish come after the noun, whereas in English obviously they come before. So, en mi casa ideal hay un salón lujoso y un jardín enorme. Have a go at translating that into English. Okay, muy bien. If you got in my ideal home or ideal house, there is a luxurious sitting room and a very large garden. Muy bien. So, another thing or another couple of words that we're going to need to know, particularly in the next thing that I show you, is arriba, arriba, which means upstairs or up, and abajo, abajo means downstairs. So obviously those two words can just help you give that extra detail that you may need to give when you're writing it, your working sentences or in a full paragraph. So here's a text for you to look at now. Now I'm going to obviously give you a little bit of an opportunity to read the text. You're also going to hear the text being spoken in Spanish as well. Similar to how you did the song, what I want you to have a go at is translating the words into English. Okay, so pause the video now and have a go at trying to translate the Spanish into English. Soon after, the Spanish will come on as well and you'll be able to hear it spoken.
Hola, me llamo Ana. Aquí está mi casa ideal. Abajo hay una cocina enorme, un comedor grande y un salón magnífico. Arriba hay un cuarto de baño lujoso y 6 dormitorios. Hay también un jardín enorme.
Brilliant. So hopefully you managed to translate most of that. I'm going to go through a translation now, so that obviously you've got that. And equally you can use this text as your waggle for your piece of work that I'm going to explain to you to do in a moment. So, hello, my name is Anna. Here is my ideal house. Downstairs, there is an enormous kitchen, a big dining room, and a living room that's magnificent. Upstairs, there is a bathroom that's luxurious, and 6 bedrooms. There is also an enormous garden, so well done if you got that correct. Bueno, okay, so now for your activity, it is your turn because you're going to use the previous text as a waggle. I want you to tell me about your ideal house. So obviously it doesn't need to be your house. It could be if you well wanted it to. But think about including words to describe where it is. So upstairs, downstairs. Think about using adjectives. I've listed some on the screen for you that you can use, and obviously using the rooms in the house that we've learnt about accurately. I look forward to seeing some of these on Seesaw, and obviously looking at how much detail has gone into them. Just one key thing, remember the adjective must go after the noun rather than before it, as it usually does do in English. Next week we'll continue looking at an ideal house. We'll look at adding even more detail to our writing as well, so I look forward to that. Take care everybody. Adios.